All right. Well, I am going to focus on the class that I have to see if in this class we can work just to get in our bodies, to regulate, to do whatever we can to integrate this information so that we can show up. I know what my nervous system wants to do based on old trauma, old Samskaras, and belief patterns when there's a feeling of helplessness or hopelessness. My MO is to dissociate, and maybe perhaps you have your version of that, or to get hyper reactive and enraged. Both, though, create separation, both create otherizing, and both don't necessarily work to move the needle towards change. So in moments like this, what I know about myself is that I have got to channel that rage and overwhelm in a different way. I've got to feel it, integrate it, move and discharge the energy, connect with God, and make sure that I'm really recognizing a bigger spiritual picture to why things are happening and what my role in this is, and then to pull up out of my body some version of spiritual maturity so that I can meet this moment with clarity, with focus, with commitment, yet without losing the fire of this moment. And so that's what this practice, I hope, will encourage for all of us, is to just get more centered and grounded. Over the weeks, we've been talking about trauma, the mind-body connection, the impact that it has on our health and our wellness. We've been talking about personal trauma, collective trauma, historical trauma, ancestral trauma, all the ways in which these traumas impact our individual and collective psyche. What's happening right now, all this extremism, the violence, the separation, the power dynamics, it really does come from, here in the United States, the unhealed trauma. That, if you understand anything about white supremacy culture, what we haven't done as a nation, what we haven't healed, what we haven't reconciled, what we haven't forgiven, that still lives within our collective body, and it's being played out continually today in the people that we elect and the rules that are being set up. It's all based on fear and dominance, control, and capitalization. And so I always have to, if I want to change the trauma that exists out there, I've got to identify the trauma that exists within here and all of the subtle impulses that I have to separate. Because the more I understand about my own impulse to separate, the more I'm going to understand about that collective impulse. And then I can work with it in a way, again, that is a little bit more integrated and grounded, mindful. So that's what I'm going to invite us into today, is really looking at just what's going on in our bodies, the trauma that exists within us, the way in which that trauma continually plays out in our life, and what we have to do to begin to integrate it and understand it. So I'm going to take you through a practice. I'm going to be a little quieter in this practice, not just because I'm sad, but because this is a practice where we just get to listen to our bodies, focus on the breath, focus on the sensation, where I'm not going to be distracting you as much with some of my rhetoric. At the end of this class, I'm going to be asking you some questions related to God for you to unpack and journal write over this weekend. Since this week is about mysticism as well, it's a good idea for you to begin to explore what God is and is not to you, and the relationship that you have with that divinity, if indeed you do have a relationship. So go ahead and sit up tall, palms onto your lap, thumbs touching, shoulders down the back. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath into your body. Exhale it out. Take a moment to track your body in present time, based on everything that is happening today in our world. Notice the sensation in your body. Notice any tightness in your stomach, tension in your jaw, heaviness behind your eyes, heat, numbness. Notice the places in your body where you feel like there's activation. Your heart, perhaps. Notice the places in your body that feel numb. Your heart, perhaps, as well. As I said before, our bodies will whisper before it screams. And so allow yourself a moment to intimately understand what you are internalizing and perhaps name the emotions associated that you're feeling. Rage, grief, disappointment, whatever it might be for you. Bring your awareness down to the Muladhara chakra at the very base of your spine. This is our foundation, our roots. It connects us to the here and into the now. And as you ground down, lengthen the spine. Keep your eyes closed, but turn your awareness to the third eye center. That point of intuition, of knowing. Notice any tension in your mouth, let it soften. In your jaw, let it release. In your shoulders, draw them away from the neck. And place your palms into prayer. Calling in the God of our own unique understanding. Calling in the saints and the sages, the spirit guides and the angels. Calling in the four directions, the elemental forces, the Creator and all of our ancestors. We ask, may this practice be an opportunity to engage with our body and our mind and to center ourselves completely, so that we can show up in our life and meet this moment grounded, steady, and present. We ask for the strength not to go to sleep, not to disengage from this particular reality, but instead, may we find our voice and speak our truth. May we rally together in community. And may we do all that we can so that we can create a world that is safe, that is free, and that is equal for all. We recognize that we are sitting today in a historical and tragic moment. We ask you, Spirit, may women everywhere be safe and get the medical support that they need for their bodies and for the health and the wellness of themselves and their families going forward. We pray for the leadership who are doing all that they can to all the organizations that are committed to providing care in whatever way they can going forward. We ask for the states to step in. We ask for peace. And then together we offer this blessing with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. Release your hands. Come into downward facing dog. And just breathe. Fingers spread wide, arms extend, heels descend. Feel into the tension. And make it an exercise of non-dissociation. You will stay in your body. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, look up. Hands to the hips. Come up to stand. Palms at the heart. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push into the feet as the arms reach, you stretch. And exhale, palms at the heart. Follow the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, palms at the heart. Last one on your own. And then walk or jump your feet forward. Surya Namaskara B. Bend your knees, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, come on up all the way. Bend the knee, arms reach and stretch. Exhale, both hands down. Step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, come on up all the way. Bend the knee and reach. Exhale, both hands down. Step it back, lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. And breathe. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump it forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale to stand. And palms right at the heart. Again, let's just follow the breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, downward dog. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump your feet forward. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale to stand. Palms right at the heart. Take a moment. And again, just notice the shift of energy in your body. Continue to track your body. And last time on your own. Hold downward dog when you get there. Again, notice if you're checking out. What I want to note, again, staying along the lines of all the work that we've been doing. Trauma is cumulative. And so what many of us are experiencing right now is also the sexism the oppression, the inequality of our mothers, our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, all that they fought for, all that they died for, all that they suppressed, denied, betrayed, supported. All of that lives within our bodies too. So the trigger that we might feel in this moment, knowing that we have been relegated our personhood, that historically we might be carrying just a lot of that residual trauma. So just breathe into your body. And then walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, look up. Separate your feet hips width apart. Grab a hold of the big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let the neck release. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Stand directly onto the palms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And just so you can make a connection between the work that we're doing energetically with the chakras, what right now, this event is going to impact all of the chakras. Very specifically, the first and the second chakras are going to be quite activated. It also affects the third chakra, which is about individuation, self-esteem, self-confidence, equality. And so I'm going to choose poses that's going to move through all of the energetic systems from the first to the seventh. But I'm going to spend some special attention on the first and the second. So right now we're deep into the first, feeling into the hamstrings, our foundation, our roots, family, home, security, stability. Inhale, look up. Fingertips onto the floor, hands onto the hips, flat back to stand. The blood's going to drain, so just notice just that physical shift of energy as the blood rushes back down to the feet, away from the head and the heart. Feet together, find a focal point, come into tree pose, finding balance, connecting to that first chakra energy. The left foot presses down, the tailbone is in. The right knee presses back. Bring your arms up over your head. And just feel into your balance, your connection. Reminding you of your place in this world and all the ways in which we must take a stand, even if it feels wobbly or even uncertain. Take a deep breath. Palms at the heart. Release your right leg. Switch sides. Left foot comes in. Find that focal point. Root yourself down into that right leg. Bring your arms up over your head. And as you press down, reach and grow. And release, palms right at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Hold here for a few moments. Right heel lines up with the left arch. The right knee presses open towards the tailbone, the right knee presses open towards the pinky toe, and the tailbone draws in. Play your edge a little bit. I'm going to invite you to go a little bit deeper into the pose so you can feel this into the hips, into that second chakra energy, which relates to our sexuality, our gender, our fertility, our ability to create and manifest. Arms out to the sides, shoulders down the back. And breathe. So you find your edge, whatever that might be. And even if it's just for one breath, go in a little bit deeper to try to release some of that caustic, stagnant energy that might be living in the hips. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, both hands down. Step back into push-up position and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Feet press, thighs lift. Squeeze that left knee open. Tail in. Arms extending. Go a little bit deeper, feeling into the hips, into the energy deep within the womb. Recognizing the traumas that exist in this particular area, having to do with sex, with birth, with abortion, with miscarriage, with gender. Sink in a little bit deeper. Take another deep breath in and exhale, release both hands down. Step it back, lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the right forearm on top of the right thigh, left hand at the hip. Either stay here or bring your right fingertips down to the floor to the outside of the right foot. Open your left chest. Left arm comes up and out over the ear, and breathe. Left arm up, look down. Slowly straighten your right leg. Reposition that right hand by sliding it back or putting it onto your shin. Bring both shoulders down the back, tailbone in, open the chest, coming up into triangle pose. Breathe. Bring your left arm behind your back and open the chest, elongating through the right waist. Target the sensation in the hamstrings or the adductors. Take your breath there. Bring your left arm up, look down, press into your feet. Inhale, come up to stand. Turn your right foot in, hands onto the hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to the floor. Bring your feet a little bit closer together, then grab a hold of the big toes. Inhale, elongate the spine forward, and exhale, fold. Top of the head down. Let the shoulders pull away from the neck, and breathe. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Hands to the hips, flat back to stand. Step back to the front of the mat, palms at the heart. Center yourself. Notice the shifts of energy in the subtle body. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the left forearm on top of the left quad, right hand to the hip. Take another deep breath. Excuse me. Exhale, left hand on the floor, right arm up and out over the ear. Let the left shoulder pull down the back as you stretch through the whole right side of your body and breathe. Right arm up, look down, straighten the left leg, slide your left hand back a little bit, coming into triangle, both shoulders lay down the back, look up, elongate through the left waist, and breathe. Right arm behind your back. Inhale, open the chest. Press the pelvis slightly forward. Keep breathing right into the sensation. And whatever might be coming up for you. Right arm up, look down, press into the feet, inhale to stand, turn your left foot in, hands to the hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold all the way forward, hands onto the floor. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, fold, walk your hands between your legs more. Relax the neck, press the elbows in, and breathe. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Hands to the hips, flat back to stand. Feet together, come into Tadasana. And then step up to the front of the mat, palms at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the right hand on the floor to the inside of the right foot. Left arm straight up to the ceiling. Bend your left arm behind your back. Inhale, open the chest. Either stay here or reach underneath the bent right leg. Grab a hold, lean into that right leg, and breathe. Take a deep breath. Exhale and release. Both hands down. Step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, left hand on the floor to the inside of the left foot. Right arm reaches. Bend your right arm behind your back. This might be as far as you're going to go. Or reach underneath and grab hold, making the wrap. Lean into the left leg and breathe. Exhale, both hands down. Step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Come down onto your knees. Come down onto your forearms, keeping the elbows underneath the shoulders and the palms flat. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, straighten the legs. Lift your buttocks up. Let your ears come between the inner upper arms. Then descend the heels. Just opening up into the heart chakra. Come down onto your knees. Straighten the arms. Inhale, arch. Exhale, downward facing dog. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump your feet forward. Inhale, look up. Separate your feet hips width apart. Bend your knees a little. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Straighten the arms. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, press the legs as straight as you can. Soften into the center of your spine. Bend your knees, fingertips onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen, hands to the hips, flat back to stand. Feet together, come into Tadasana. Take a moment. I'm just going to turn to face the camera, but you can stay where you are. Squeeze your right knee into your chest. If you're working with a strap, take a strap and bring it around the ball of that right foot. Otherwise, for some of you, you can go ahead and grab the right toe, the right big toe, with the middle and index finger and your thumb wrapping around. Left hand to the hip. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, press the right leg straight. So again, you can do this with a strap, and at this point you would have just one hand holding the strap and your left hand on the hip. Take another deep breath, and then exhale, open that right leg to the right. Lift the chest. Look out over the left shoulder, finding balance. Bring that leg back. Bend both knees a little bit. Release the toe or the strap, and now you're going to hook your right leg around the left. Palms into prayer. Bend your left knee a little bit more. Slowly come to stand, unwind, and come into Tadasana. Take a breath. Switch sides, squeeze your left knee in. Either use the strap or grab a hold, the big toe, right hand to the hip. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, straighten that left leg forward. Exhale, open the left leg to the side. Bring that leg forward. Bend both knees a little bit. Release the toe. And then wrap that left leg around the right. Palms come into prayer. Bend the knee. Find your breath, your balance, your commitment. Slowly come up to stand, uncoil, and come into Tadasana. Step back up to the front of the mat, palms at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale to crescent. Palms at the heart. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hook your left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Make the twist. Palms at the heart. For some of you, left hand down, right arm reaches straight up. Stimulating right into that third chakra. Exhale, both hands down. Step it back, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale to crescent. Palms at the heart. Hook your right elbow to the outside. Make that twist. Palms press. Or right hand comes down. Left arm reaches. Gaze up. Exhale, both hands down. Step it back, lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. And breathe. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up all the way. Arms reach, hold here. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Stretch the left arm straight up and then drop over to your right. Inhale, come up. Switch hands, grab that right wrist, reach up. Exhale, drop over to your left. Inhale, come up, both arms reach, palms at the heart. And then going over to find some wall space, we're going to do 3 handstands. You could do box on the wall this way, or Fiona's favorite, the other way with the hands on the floor and your feet up onto the wall. Or just sit this one out if you so choose. Hands on the floor, middle finger about 5 inches or so away from the wall. Palms are flat. You're going to inhale, kick up. I'm sorry if I might be out of frame slightly. Tailbone in. Arms reach. This time point your feet and spread your toes. So you're extending and moving the energy through the feet. And then gaze down at the floor between your hands. And then slowly come down, fold forward, grabbing your elbows, relax your head and neck. Hands onto the floor. Let's do this again. And then inhale, come up. Maybe taking one foot up off the wall, then the other, maybe both. And then come down. Then last one, hands onto the floor. And kick on up. And breathe. And release. And fold forward. Fingertips onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Hands to the hips. Flat back to stand. The blood's going to drain, so just come here into Tadasana and give it a moment. And then come back to the front of the mat. Palms at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Come down onto your knees. Sit back onto your heels. Sit up for a moment. Turn your palms upward and bring your thumb and your index finger together, coming into Gyan Mudra. We're going to do 2 lion breaths. So you're going to take a deep breath in. Just take a moment here. Just moving that energy in the throat chakra, the Visuddha chakra. And then taking your bolster or your blankets, you're going to rest your pelvis right onto the edge. You're going to bend your knees, reach behind and grab the feet or the ankles. If you have the ankles, you flex the feet. Press back into your shins and open the chest. Look up. And then release. Sit back onto your heels for a moment. Take a breath. And then you're going to remove the bolster. And you're going to come back down onto your belly. Bend your knees, grab your feet. Keep the thighs onto the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, lift. This time, try to keep your thighs on the ground and just stretch your shins back. Really feeling it into your upper back. Squeezing the shoulder blades in towards each other. and release. Slide back into child's pose. Inhale, come on up. Come up onto your shins. Support your lower back. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, you're going to find your hands back onto your heels. So for some of you, if you need to turn your toes under to get a higher lift in the feet, go ahead and do that, or use blocks. Squeeze the shoulder blades in, lift into the heart center. And then if you can, let the head and neck release back. Inhale, come up. Extend the toes back. Sit onto the heels. Palms turn up. Thumb and index finger come together. Close your eyes or stare at a spot on the floor. Track the sensations. Maybe you feel a little lightheaded, even nauseous. No separation between the mind and the body. The body remembers everything. And it stores in our body as tension. Tension, stress, and anxiety are the number one causes of illness and depression. We cannot internalize the way in which we feel. We have to be willing to discharge that energy and then lean into our feelings. Befriend it, see what it has to show us. What's beneath the anger, what's beneath the fear. It's collective grief. Again, come back up onto the shins. Support your lower back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop it back. Hips forward, chest rises. Head and neck releases. Inhale, come up, but onto the heels or between the heels. Palms turn up. Thumb and index finger comes together. Track your body. And then last time, come back up onto the shins. Support your back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, drop it back. Hips forward, chest lifts. Release the head if you can. Inhale, come up, but back onto the heels. Turn your palms up, thumb and index finger comes together, eyes closed. Hands onto the floors. Shift your weight and come into Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet come together. You're going to roll the feet open and inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold. And close your eyes here. And turn in. In the beginning of this week, I talked a little bit about God. And for those of you who read my book, you know that I have a hard-earned relationship with the divine. It's not something that I was raised with. It's not something that I valued. I had a lot of superstition and a lot of fear around God, as it was this patriarchal essence that seemed to exist outside of me that was punishing, separating and demeaning. And I wanted nothing to do with that. And this conditioning, it wasn't given to me by my parents because I wasn't raised with religion. But it was in my culture, and it was in my extended family, being both Jewish and Catholic. It took me a long time to reclaim that word God and to define it in a way that has nothing to do with religion, but everything to do with spirituality, which are not necessarily the same things. And through the practices of Tantra Yoga and Kundalini, was able to have these direct experiences with the divine through the felt experience of love. So my questions for you is, what is your relationship with God? What does that mean for you? How do you describe this essence, this source, your higher power, whatever you want to call it? How do you describe it? Is it intellectual? Is it a felt experience? And then as homework, and this goes back to the work that I did with Mona, who was instrumental in helping me redefine my relationship with God, but also unpack the trauma based on some of the belief systems that I embodied. So as a writing exercise, you're going to write like a letter to God. You're going to write, "Dear God, when I think of you, I see," and then just write it down. And then when you're done with that, you're going to write, "When I think of you, I feel." And then you're going to write, "As a child, I was taught," and write what it is that you were taught about God as a kid. And then write, "As an adult, I now believe," and write down what it is that you believe now as an adult. And try to be really honest with yourself. And then write, "My relationship with you is," meaning your relationship with God, "my relationship with you," as if you're talking to God as a friend. "My relationship with you is," and write all that down. And then if this applies to you, when it comes to your relationship with God, you're going to write, "I am angry because," and just purge. Say try not to spiritual bypass, just purge the anger. Why are you angry at God? And then write, "I am scared because," and write down, answer that. "I am lonely because," "I am sad because," and then "what I am learning is," and answer that. And "I am grateful because," and answer that. And this is all in relationship to your relationship with God, with the mystical world, with the spiritual world, to get clear in what you might be embodying, what resentments, what limiting beliefs that might still be living in your body, influencing your perception, becoming those samskaras Now inhale, come up. You're going to bring your knees together. Take a moment here. And then straighten your legs out in front of you. You're going to reach underneath your buttocks, pull the flesh back. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Just take some breaths. The reason I ask you to unpack this for yourself is because the relationship with my experience of a relationship with spirituality is one that is subjective. It can't even be defined because the experience of God is ineffable. It's beyond our five sense reality, therefore it's beyond language. So the moment I try to put a word onto this felt experience, I'm limiting it. But it's subjective because it's based on my samskaras, my upbringing, my worldview, my experience or lack thereof. And it's a relationship that continues to evolve and mature and grow as I come into my own and cultivate even more self-love and self-empowerment and self-acceptance and disengage from the attachment to the ego or story. The relationship with God becomes more nuanced. And so it's different for each person. It evolves for each person in their own unique way. So it's important for you to unpack what this relationship is, since the yoga practice is a spiritual practice. It's a practice of liberation, a practice of transcendence. What are the constructs that are actually blocking you from a deeper and more nuanced relationship with spirituality? It's best to know what they are because they're coloring, influencing everything within the unconscious. And so I'm asking you to excavate it so as we go forward in these weeks, you can get even more clarity and I hope more peace. Inhale, come up. And roll all the way out so you're laying flat onto your back and come into Savasana. You're going to close your eyes. Get as comfortable on the floor as you can. For the next few moments, allow your whole body to soften and relax. We can't afford to shut down, to disengage, to retreat. Not now, not ever. We're in these bodies for too short of a time to choose to disappear. Instead, we must channel our trauma, channel the emotions, and turn towards the world in front of us with a renewed sense of purposefulness. We're in a deep collective shadow, and we need light workers. And so we use these tools of self-regulation, yoga, mantra, meditation, prayer, therapy. We use the resources that we have, the community that we're a part of. to center us, steady us, allow us to feel into our emotional body, to discharge the energy so that we can show up in love and in truth as manifestations of God and serve this world towards healing and towards peace. So in this moment, let all of the residual energy in your body melt into the earth beneath you and be supported and held. Bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale. And reach your arms up over your head. Getting a good stretch. And then squeeze your knees into your chest. Roll to your right side. And gently press back up into a seated position. Sitting up tall with your palms on your lap. Bring your awareness down to the Muladhara chakra at the very base of the spine. The color is red, and the element is earth. And the shadow held in the Muladhara chakra is fear. Bring your awareness to the lower part of the abdomen, to the Svadhisthana chakra. The color is orange, the element is water. The shadow is guilt. Bring your awareness to the solar plexus above the navel, to the Manipura chakra. The color is yellow. The element is fire. And the shadow is shame. Bring your awareness to the heart center, the Anahata chakra. The color is green. The element is air. And the shadow is grief. Bring your awareness to the throat, to the Visuddha chakra. The color is blue. And the element is sound. And the shadow is lies. And bring your awareness to the third eye center, the Ajna chakra. The color is indigo. The element is light. And the shadow is illusion. And bring your awareness to the very top of the head, to the Sahasrara chakra. The color is violet. The element is consciousness, ether. The shadow is attachment. We recognize, each and every one of us, that we have work to do in this world to confront the shadow self, to befriend and understand the aspects of the shadow that keep us bound to the physical world, our limited beliefs and our resentments. Place your palms into prayer. And together we close this practice by giving thanks to God for the complexities of this journey, for the light and for the shadow, for all that we've been taught, for all that we embody, for all that we are learning, for all the ways in which we will transcend the limited beliefs that have kept us disconnected from our true nature. We recognize in this moment we are holding on to the collective trauma of women from around this world who have been denied their rights, oppressed, relegated to those darker corners. We note the way in which that fear, that shame, that guilt, that grief lives within our own body. And dear Spirit, today we cry. Today we grieve. And we ask for the strength, for the protection, and for the clarity, so that tomorrow we act. We ask you, God, may there be peace within and beyond. And then together we offer this blessing, this commitment with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. And lower your chin to your chest. Open your eyes. And inhale, come up. Thank you all so much for class. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining with me today, for being with me, holding space with me in this way as we all kind of process the incomprehensible, the confusing, the outrageous.